Hey everybody, Martin Larsen here, and I am certainly not alone. It's with a great pleasure and a lot of joy for us to welcome the legendary Randy Peterson to Sweden. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Martin. What an honor to be here at this great event and to be working with you and all of the great people here. My first time in Sweden. And, when I got the call on WhatsApp, I think it was a text message from you. And it was like, hey, do you think maybe you'd like to come to Sweden? And I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much for having me. What a absolutely spectacular event, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty special when we started thinking about what can we do to make last year's event a little bit make this one a little bit better than last year. One of the things was of course the TV show or the finals, and the people were talking about, well, what about having professional commentary? I said, well, those guys are they're busy and it's tough to get them here, and
not that busy, Martin.
and not that tough.
It's kind of a downtime right now.
Cool. So it's been it was great. So I guess before we start talking about bowling, I haven't bowled a whole lot this week, and I have to blame it on you a little bit.
Well, you have to prioritize.
Yeah.
And part of you being the host is you have to take me out to play golf.
Yeah, so that was actually not my choice. You guys have seen pictures of me on the golf course the whole week, and I just had to. And that's what Randy told me. Like, okay, if I come all the way over there, I'm gonna bring my clubs. I'm gonna have to see some of your golf courses. So we played 2 rounds of golf, and for the people not knowing Randy, he used to be a really good bowler. Nowadays, he's a really good golfer.
Yeah, 2 spectacular golf courses. And how often do you get to tell your friends back home that you played 2 rounds of golf in Sweden? It was spectacular, and I can't thank you and Patrick and the rest of the great folks here. I can't thank you enough for allowing us to do that. It was phenomenal. It was great.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And of course. We were also enjoying beautiful weather here down in Helsingborg, so couldn't complain on that.
Great food, great golf, great weather, great people, great tournament. Yeah, it's just been a great experience thus far, and it all culminates with the finals tomorrow, and I can't wait.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We are in the 5th game of the second last squad. The 25th qualifying squad out of the 26 that we're running here at Olympia. It's pretty amazing to see the turnout. Just really sorry about people not getting to bowl, because there is waiting list that is longer than the line to having hot dogs at the hockey games.
That's a good thing for you guys.
Yeah,
and that just is a testament to your hard work and what you've done since this event originated, right? I mean, you started with this idea, this dream, and now look where it's at. And Martin, I'll tell you, you're a PBA player, you're a PBA member, and there's a brotherhood that comes with that. And like I said, when I got the call from you to possibly do this, I was like, you know what? If this helps my brother Martin in any way, I'm in. And so, again, thanks so much for the invite, and hopefully this really takes this event to another level.
Yeah, well, that's what we're hoping too, for sure. And now you're joined by me, but when it's time for the top 4, you actually will be joined by your professional buddy Dave Ryan as well. So it's not only you; it's like the dynamic duo coming from the
Dave
States.
Ryan, 60 feet to success.
There you go. That's what you guys are looking forward to see when the top 4 is gonna bowl for the title tomorrow evening here at Olympia Bowling in Helsingborg, Sweden. So I'm really looking forward to. I guess I'm gonna see it live. So I'm really looking forward to see the replay of this show when I have time. So and then obviously the response that comes with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and talking about the replay is going to be on our YouTube channel where you guys are watching now. But the actual show will actually be on a brand new platform Lane Talk is launching, Lane Talk TV. So we will let you know how to find that tomorrow. But it's also free, so don't be afraid. Tell everybody that wants to join and have a look that it's going to be able to watch this show for free tomorrow night. So we're really looking forward to that. Talking about show, I mean, you've been a couple of days now. Who's making the show?
Well, I mean, you can't really discount the greats in the sport, right? You talk about EJ Tackett, Jesper Svensson, those players. You kind of expect them to be there. And then if you do get a different kind of mix along with them, I think it just makes for a more exciting event, right? I think the format itself lends itself to the possibility of a woman being there. I think that maybe a local player. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and it's not like the American stars come over here and just dominate this event.
No, we have the actual list at the moment who is up top in qualifying. I'm pretty sure you don't know that guy, Victor Albin.
He's from Sweden.
Yeah, he's from Sweden, and he's from the south part of Sweden. And the guy sitting second, Ludwig Ingeskog, he's from the city where Daniel is, and there's what we're talking about, to say hello to the polar bears.
Wait, you have polar bears in Sweden, Daniel? What? Wait,
no, so it's,
how about this EJ Tackett guy though with the front six?
Yeah, so we are obviously, I don't know what pairs you guys are looking at, but we are having the 19, 20, 17, 18 in front of us and watching EJ Tackett start game 5 with front 6 after having a couple of pins. What do you have? 1,017 after 4 games. And this is his, if I believe right, remember right, I think it's the 4th squad, and he's not in the final number yet. But he is one of the best ones in the world. So
he's looking pretty good right now, right?
Well, he looks like he's been looking at on tour for quite a bit. It's impressive to see him bowl. I mean, it's that little guy could create.
He's
something.
really good.
Oh,
and what he can do using his thumb is it's impressive. And pound for pound, I talk about it all the time on American television. And EJ Tackett, pound for pound, having the strongest strike ball on tour.
yeah.
If you want to do the math based on his size and his rev rate, he's just an incredible kind of athlete that is kind of generational. He's a guy that comes around once every decade, once every 2 decades, and that's what I see in an EJ Tackett.
And compare, I mean, when I look at him, he's looking so full of confidence. Like, even though he bowled 3 squads and then made it, and I talked to him after 2 squads. I said, "When are you bowling next?" "Well, I have this 1 squad tomorrow. And, if I can't make it in 3 squads, like, how good am I?" Like, and a lot of guys wouldn't really look at it that way. And now he's actually bowling his 4th squad, but the look of him is always like, I'll fix this. Like, I'll make it happen.
I think one of his biggest attributes is how humble he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good, but yet he never comes off as letting you know that he knows how good he is.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He stays humble. He just kind of plods his way.
Yeah.
And then all he does is make television.
Yeah.
And I think this season was kind of indicative of how great he is, because he made so many shows early and didn't win, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, well, EJ Tackett can't win. Well, you don't understand how hard it is to win on television. And then what happens? World Series of Bowling, the only right-hander on the show, he wins.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, he is absolutely one of the best bowlers in the world, and been for a couple of years, and it doesn't seem like he has any plans to be anything than that in the future.
And the other thing is that the folks that watch the PBA Tour around the world, pretty much all they see is the bowling, right? They don't really know the player. There's not really in-depth documentaries done on these players, but I'm here to tell you that EJ is from Midwest America. And if you know anything about America, the Midwestern people are some of the greatest people on the planet. Their integrity, their class. I've played a lot of golf with EJ. I've done a lot of stuff with EJ. I've been around EJ a lot, and he is just a class act and just a good dude. His wife Natalie, unbelievable. It's just a great family. You know, you lump into that same group the Ronnie Russell who lives in that area. Tom Smallwood, which runs in that group. These are all just great people that have the utmost integrity, and they're just good people, and they're great to be around. And I'm lucky enough to be able to call them friends.
And talking about luck, it's a Lucky Larsen event, and those guys are really lucky because they are as good in golf as bowling. How can you get bowling?
No, EJ, Ronnie, Smalls. I mean, Ronnie's at the top of that list, but EJ really good. Smalls is really good. But again, I have as much fun with them on the golf course as I do off the golf course, as I do just interacting with them at tournaments and events, and they're just good people, and it's just a joy to be able to converse and hang out and talk with them. So
cool.
And then I mentioned the fact of EJ's newborn, Trey. He is the cutest kid you'll ever see, and I can speak from experience because babies tend to not take to me very well. And I think Natalie has a picture of Trey sitting on my lap in Detroit, and he was just all smiles, and I'm like, oh, I'm so stealing this kid. I'm stealing him. It's all right. Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. EJ Tackett, just an immense talent in our sport, and number one player on the tour for the last couple of years. He's going to win Player of the Year again, and it would be nice to see him cap kind of the season off with a win here at the Lucky Larsen. Yeah, Martin, let's talk a little bit about, as we watch the action, it's great. Let's talk a little bit about you and your staff and the work that goes into putting on an event like this.
I'd rather talk about other things than myself, but okay. Let's spend a couple of minutes on it.
Hang on, I'm asking the question, so you have to. Yeah. Now you have to answer.
It's. I mean, this thing really is a teamwork. We are a couple of guys that are putting a lot of hours in, for sure. Really happy about it because we're really bowling geeks. But I would lie if after tomorrow night we will pass out.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And people don't realize how much work goes into an event like this.
Absolutely, and I think our kind of way to success is that we have a group of people that really loves bowling and are good at different things.
Right.
So obviously, when my friend Daniel called me up a bunch of years ago, I wanted to do this. I didn't really know that he was capable of working as hard as he actually is. I don't know.
Ouch!
I don't know how he do it because I was afraid of putting my name on something and put my name in the trust of somebody else's work. I'm not afraid anymore.
No, you shouldn't be.
So hats off to Daniel for all the hard work. It's couldn't do without him for sure. And then we have Patrick. We get to use his center, his beautiful center, and I mean you can pimp out a center and have maybe the tournament in other centers, but what makes this center the best is his crew. Like his
this place is spectacular.
I mean,
oh my goodness.
Thank you, buddy.
This place is unbelievable, and that feast we had my first night here. Oh my goodness.
I had to kind of beg you to try the food?
Yeah, come on, Randy. We're going to get some food. No, I'm good. No, we're going to eat. And the next thing you know, folks, is Martin's literally putting food on my plate. You got to try this. You got to try this. You got to try this. So we sit down, and I start eating, and it got real quiet.
That's not very often with you around.
I get paid by the word, Martin, just so you know. And it got real quiet because oh my goodness. Let's just say this, folks. I've never had a feast like that in a bowling center, ever. And I've been around a bit.
You've been to some, yeah?
Yeah.
But this was the first one over here.
It was unmatched.
No, it was really a great food. And that's the thing. Like Patrick happens to have the touch to find the right people everywhere, from the mechanics to the chef to the guys pouring beer. Like they're just happy and good at what they do.
Yeah,
and that's the way he treats them.
It was what a night that was, and then obviously every day since, and it's been spectacular. I've actually applied for citizenship here in Sweden.
Okay.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, it's going to be good then, because we kind of only paid your trip here, so it's going to be cheaper for us next year.
Is there such a thing in Sweden called squatters?
I can't really say.
So for those, Daniel, do you know what a squatter is? Okay, at least Daniel knows what a squatter. Martin, if you don't know what a squatter is, that's where you move into somebody's house and then you don't pay rent for a year and a half,
okay.
And you stay there and you live for free and they can't kick you out. Only in the U.S. can you do that.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, and then of course, when we're talking about the tournament, I pretty much just set the formats and help out choosing patterns and all that stuff. And of course, there's not going to be 340, 50 happy ones.
It's bowling.
It's bowling, yeah. But I'm very happy to have Kegel helping us out, and there is such a different amount of what do you say, like different styles of bowlers in the top here.
Yeah, but I mean that's what makes the sport great, right? Mm-hmm. And now, Martin, how much prep work, how much time prior do you and your staff spend on getting this event ready?
Well, I'm very happy that we don't keep track, because we will feel really, really dumb looking at what we get for all this work. So I can't really say more than there is several hours and weeks of meetings and talk and things around it. So like just for the fact that I think this is version 11 or 12, whatever, in oil patterns, and that we tried and tried to get there. So that's one thing, and all those sponsors that are helping out everywhere, from the main sponsor Storm and Helsingborg City to the smaller ones that you see over those 20 lanes. So that, and then we put in the golf event together, that Wednesday night thing together.
Yeah, you had almost 50 players in that event, right?
In the golf outing, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Spectacular.
So, no, it's a lot of work.
Look at this guy. You know what? His nickname is Squirrel, right? EJ Tackett.
Yeah.
I don't like that, because I don't think that does him justice. I just had a thought, like, he's like RoboCop, right? He's like robotic. His motion looks the same. It's effortless. He's got so much power, and it looks like he doesn't even try. It's like he's like the equivalent in golf of Louis Oosthuizen. Right?
I know you told me that's the swing you like, yeah?
My God, I mean, it's like simplicity of motion. This guy is just so good.
Yeah.
It's scary, and it's fun to watch. He makes it look easy.
That's another guy that makes it looks pretty easy, like a traditional lefty style. Adam Anderson here, he's one of my teammates and in the national team. Oh, he A10, he did. But well, it's the field ball. He knows when it's time to throw it.
Yeah, but that wasn't a typical A10. That was some kind of weird.
All right, so tried something.
I don't know Adam Anderson, so you have to point him out to me.
So he's going to be bowling on 17 next.
Okay,
and
all right.
He has
lefty.
Lefty.
Okay.
Bowling with Biscuit. Richie T's here.
There's Richie T's. Biscuit. You call him Biscuit.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Richie's a super nice guy. He's always been very polite and very cordial with me. But he's from England. And typically the English are like that.
Yeah. Adam.
All right, we got him right here.
On 17 now, he's the defending Swedish champ. He won the Swedish National Championship and will go to the European Championship Cup representing us.
That's pretty smooth.
Oh
no!
We didn't have to.
See, that's the jinx of Randy right there. You just felt it. Look at the solid 8 just to the left of him.
Yeah.
On 15.
That was
Phil shot. Who cares?
But that was a rough one, because Daniel Adam has a decent score going, so that was tough. Okay, well, we have something going on here with is it you that come up with the nickname for Jesper?
The Iceman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah. The Iceman cometh.
So where did the Iceman come from?
So he's from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the steely blue eyes, that ice in his veins. He shows very little emotion. And so I just kind of thought the Iceman would be appropriate.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind that we used to have a guy in the United States that had the nickname the Iceman. He wasn't a bowler. He was a mass murderer.
Oh.
And it's true. I mean, look it up. And anyway, there's several shows on Netflix about the Iceman. And he was a hitman, basically, back in the day. And that's kind of like Jesper. Jesper's a hitman, right?
Yeah.
On the lanes.
Yeah, I
very
don't wanna be a
steely.
kid when he goes up there.
No, very steely, very, very. He just goes about his business. He's like that quiet assassin. You don't really. But then you look up and he's averaging 260, right? Yeah. So that's the Iceman.
And that's pretty much what he does now. Like he is. Obviously the format here is a little new for Randy. So the top 22 after the next squad will get a bye from the final step 1. So they're going to jump in final step 2 tomorrow morning. And Jesper was kind of on the bubble. So he showed up and like, okay, let's give it another go. And now he is going to be like 270, 280 over after 5. Also, that's going to get the job done.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and just so you know, just for the record, the Iceman was Richard Kuklinski. Mm-hmm. There's a great movie about him and what he did, and but that was the U.S.'s version of the Iceman. Jesper, thank God, he's the only time he's doing murders on the lanes. So
yeah, that's when he's using his lethal weapon.
One of the things that really stands out to me about Jesper is I did a thing on him some years ago. You know, because his style is so unique, Martin, and you know so much about the sport and the mechanics and everything else. But one of the things I showcased or I slow-moed or I did on Jesper was 2 things. One, how when he's going to the approach, how his feet separated instead of having the crossover steps.
We call it the scam step.
The scamp step?
The scam.
Scam step?
Yeah, the scam step.
So he had the scam step, but also there was a point in his approach where both feet were off the ground.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was the most unique thing I'd ever seen. And so we did a couple of things like that on the telecasts featuring Jesper. It's so unique. He's so fun to watch. He's like, you know, he's another one of those EJ Tackett's great guy, very quiet. Played golf with Jesper, had him at my house. Just a great dude, but so fun to watch.
Yeah. We kind of have to mention that cool comment we got the other day. We were fortunate enough to be able to tee off at the Barsebäck Ocean course, and it's like first time for me. We go up to the driving range. They have TrackMans, which are the
this
things
is a great story.
Measure the distance and everything when you're out there practicing. And Jesper tees up and like brings out his driver and hits it one time. and the monitor says, the crew is contacted. Don't shoot it outside the range again.
Don't hit it outside of the range.
Yeah.
The facility's been contacted.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the polizia to come and arrest him. It was hilarious. And of course, nobody can. You and Jesper can read what it's saying. We don't know what it's saying. And, and then you translated for us, and we were dying laughing.
Yeah.
So true story, folks. He actually hit it outside of the range, and then got a message on the launch monitor that said, "Don't do it again."
And it was not because it was wide. It was just too long.
It was too far.
Yeah.
How about a little 270 for Jesper?
Yeah.
Wow.
What about Sean Rash? I mean, one of the best guys that lays them up for sure. He's here, and I actually I thought. I mean, you've been watching the lanes too. Those 2 guys here, Sean and Tom, those are 2 other guys that I've been a little bit surprised I haven't figured it out yet, because I kind of thought when I was trying it out the pattern, like out there 5, 6, 7, that's 2 of the guys that really like it out there, but they haven't really like figured out how to knock them over. So they need. Sean needs a really good last game to get there, and Tom as well, because
Yeah.
Tom is still, even if he scores a little low, there is this little gateway to make it through the 50 and
The senior
above.
division?
Yeah, the
Okay.
senior division, yeah.
You know what I really like about this oil pattern, and I don't know a whole lot about how you guys came up with it and whatnot, but what I really like about this pattern and what I've seen thus far, I don't see anybody lofting sixth arrow. I'm sorry, but players are playing the outside part of the lane. If you want to hook it a little bit, you can move in and hook it a little bit. But it just seems like so many times when as the lanes start to transition, they break down a little bit. It's immediate loft the left gutter cap for the right-handers, and I'm like, oh my goodness, do I have to watch this again?
This is a little bit the reason I can't keep up on tour anymore.
Well-
I can bowl this, but like the throwing it over the left gutter. I can make it the first couple of feet, but not halfway down the
No.
lanes. Those guys can do it.
No, and there's not a lot that can. And, part of the process when putting down an oil pattern, and the whole reason why a lane maintenance crew came into existence back in the day was to try to make the lanes fair and equitable for everyone. Mm-hmm. Well, if you have to loft the left gutter cap, that's not fair and equitable for everyone.
No, and I, to be honest, I don't mind it every now and then, because I think that's a skill that you kind of need to have now as a professional bowler. But I just don't like it to be a factor every time.
I agree. I'm with you.
So I mean, if we have any of those like double burn tournaments where they don't redress and stuff,
Exactly.
it's going to come into
It's
that.
going to happen.
Yeah.
It has to.
And we had now 2 years in a row down here where we had a 43 feet pattern and a 46 feet pattern.
How long is this pattern, Martin?
It's 42. It's 42. My thought when I started talking to Kegel for this year was like I wanted to take this outside part of the lane a little bit more in play, because we've been camping inside for 2 years.
Absolutely. I love it. The outside part of the lane is in play, and you can kind of throw to it. You can hook it if you want. One of the best players in the world right here, underrated, Don Barrett. Or you can go up it. There's a couple of different ways to attack it, and I like that.
Yep. No, it's and I guess Dom is a proof of it being different this year, because of Dom. Actually, you wouldn't believe me if I said it, but 2 years in a row, he's been missing the cut here.
Hard to believe.
As good as he is,
Hard to believe.
and he comes over and says, my ball doesn't really read. It doesn't roll well here. He shows up Thursday, put his balls on the rack, and steps off 3 hours later and had 14.
Wasn't that the first squad we were talking about, right? When we were
60.
playing? Yeah. Killed it.
Yeah, absolutely mauled them. Like shooting 240s, 250s, like
Yeah.
it was easy.
Well, he got smart and brought his wife and his child. Brought his son with him, and his wife's here, and so that was a good move on Dom's part.
It's pretty cool to see Colby upstairs. Upstairs at Olympia here we have 3 dartboards.
Little Colby.
Dartboards. You can see the Brits. They love their darts.
Yeah.
He can't reach the darts after they hit the board, but he's throwing them up there every time. So yeah, that's been cool. I don't think he's gonna come here alone again. So Cassie won't allow it. So yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, we just saw Kyle open, but Kyle is in the cut already.
Is he in the cut?
But he's not in the bye. He is sitting 30th at his 14-0. And obviously everybody likes to have that bye. But what about this man then? Huh? We have to mention.
Simo.
Yeah. That's a
Well, on television on the tour back in the States, I call him the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
And this is a player that can do anything with a bowling ball. He's easily top 5 player in the world, talent-wise, performance-wise. He's spectacular.
And the way I look at it is, I think he's the most talented, the most versatile guy on the world, like on tour. Me personally, think him, EJ, and Belmo, they rotate who is the best bowler in the world. But the only reason sometimes that he can struggle, I think, is when you have the whole toolbox to choose from. It's a little tougher to find the right tool.
I agree. It can get a little confusing, right?
Oh, that's sorry.
You know, do I use the Phillips head or do I use the flathead?
Yeah.
Do I use the ball pin hammer or do I use the regular hammer? It can become kind of clouded when you have that many options.
Yeah, and I think that's. I mean, obviously he knows how good he is, and he gets a little frustrated when he doesn't figure it out. But sooner or later he normally does. But now he's really started to run out of time. Like,
Yeah.
He is 132 over, and we are kind of looking at 100 high 180s
To make it,
Um,
solid 9. That's going to make him happy
No.
on a strike with an
People,
open in the first.
People know him. It's close to fry time there. I don't know, that's what I guess.
Do you think he's going to bowl the last squad of qualifying to get in, or is he going to pack it in?
You know, the one thing with him is I actually never really seen him give up. He's a fighter, even if he can look a little weird, he can look a little bad, and he has a big temper. But I would be shocked if he doesn't give it a go in the last one too. I would. I mean, he's still not dead, but he doesn't look very good now with this start.
Right, and I would hope that he does. He's just too good not to.
But it also shows, I think, the bowling world that it's even if you give the best ones a bunch of tries, they don't always figure it out.
Right, I mean, Martin, compare what E.J. Tackett's doing. And we got to compare apples to apples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right-hander, right-hander.
Yeah.
Compare what E.J. Tackett's doing to what Simonson's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the scores.
Yeah. No, I mean, but before this block, they were kind of similar. Both of them they hadn't made it.
Right.
Both of them are superstars, best guys in the world.
So what did E.J. figure out that Simonson has not?
Yeah, that's I guess he went for the right tool. I don't very rarely you see EJ throw any urethane balls.
No, never, hardly ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually watch the first couple of games, but I think he actually went to drill one and use it for the game 1 or 2. I can't swear that he did it this block. And how often do you see him to right of 10 at the arrows? Not very often, huh?
No.
I mean, when it's time for EJ on TV, 9 out of 10 times it's around that middle dot. That
Oh
middle
yeah,
arrow thing.
sure. I mean, he might feed it to that spot, but
Yeah. So
Oh.
9 again.
okay. Hang on a minute. Take all the sharp objects out of the room because Simonson just left another solid 9. That's back to back.
Yeah. I'm pretty glad
I'm glad we're in here and not out there. Just saying.
Well, we might get company soon. Who knows? Well, it's
That sucks.
bowling is rough though.
That sucks.
I mean, I've been in those shoes.
We've all been there.
The format
We've never been at this level. I mean, even in my heyday, I was never at that level.
No.
I had some nice runs, but never at Simonson level, never at EJ Tackett level, never. And I a lot of times I try to put myself in their shoes, right? And I try to think about, well, when you get to that level, and you have the kind of crap that's happening to Simonson right now, just in this game, for example, it's got to be way harder to swallow than when you and I were at our best level, right?
Yeah, well...
it's like, oh, another solid 9. Well, shit, I'm used to that.
Well, in another way, if you look at his resume and his bank account, it should be easier to take it than for us.
You would think. And that makes perfect sense. But you got to... And we struggle with this, right? When we talk about Simo, this kid, when he came out on a tour, didn't have a whole lot. Mm-hmm. Now he has a lot.
Yeah. He worked his way out.
No doubt. No. Nothing was given to him. He busted his rear end and he earned... Look, he's earned everything.
Yeah.
I think it's harder because of the success he's had to accept that.
Probably. Yeah, no, it's a rough one for sure.
What do we got here, Daniel? What did you do? You just switched on us?
Yeah, so now we have our eyes on the end pair again, like the 17, 18, 19, 20, and our defending champ is another unbelievable great bowler that hasn't made the cut yet.
Well, and he's at 11:39 for 5, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's 139 over,
Yeah.
starting with a front 5. So he needs a big game to get in.
Obviously, I mean, it was pretty cool to see him win his first one at our tournament here last year. Even though he beat one of my best friends and travel buddies, Jesper, in the final. And then, I mean, the amount of telecasts you've been commentating this year and mention our tournament and his first title, because he kept making a bunch of shows right after it.
Right.
But he hasn't really got the second one yet, so we'll be seeing. I mean, it would be bad if he doesn't make the cut and don't have a chance to defend it.
Yeah. You got Kim Bowleby over here on, I believe it's 17 and 18?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I got a great story about Kim Bowleby.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago when he first came out on tour, I think he made a telecast, right?
Yeah.
And I was interviewing him and I said, so how do you pronounce your name? And he said, Kim.
How hard can it be? Oh, that's funny.
It's a true story.
But it's funny. That's a good one. Yeah, and you're commentating. You don't.
And I'm like, I can.
Oh, that one. Grab.
I can get that one. Yeah, thanks Kim for that.
That was a good one. Yeah, I mean, Kim,
Nice kid.
Kim had I mean, he is another guy that puts his life into bowling, and being around him, and he's also practicing at the same center and bowling the same team as me here in Sweden. I mean, he lives and dies bowling, and I don't know what he would have done if he didn't make these tour trials. That would end the other week.
Did he make the tour trials?
He did.
Good for him.
And he was working his way up there. He was behind on Cheetah, or it was not Cheetah, but the short one. And he worked, and he finally got there in the end. So hats off for that.
Good. So he's exempt for next year.
He is on the exempt tour next year. Yeah.
Awesome.
So he truly deserved it the way he's been fighting it. So hopefully he will. He's a guy, like, he's been winning a lot of places around Europe and Asia, but he never really had a success in States. And I don't know if that's just the way he looks at the lane and stuff. You saw that one on lane 20?
I did.
Josh Weems. That's one of the guys in the pretty fresh Storm Evolution team. The Storm guys over in Utah got together and created a team of young up-and-coming bowlers to try and support them different kind of ways with helping them to become better in understanding the game and stuff. And they called me up. Gary called me up and said, "Hey, is there any chance you guys can have them come over to Sweden?" I said, "Well, we would gladly welcome them here." And basically, the only thing I've been doing is let them know how things work over here and let them know about transportations and trips and what to do and stuff. And we hooked them up with a little bit of a cool thing last year when they bowled against some of the young Swedes. And this year they come a little early and they bowled a youth tournament the weekend before. And here they are. And look at that guy. Like, I mean, 12.
He's killing it.
11.95 for 5.
Now, Martin, I got to tell you that I think that this Josh Weems guy, or I'm sorry, yeah, Josh Weems. I want to say that I covered him in Chicago in February at the event I did for Beat the Pros.
Probably.
Or, I'm sorry, Beat the Champ.
Okay.
And it was an event that we did in Chicago.
AJ,
Jesus, how do you miss a 4-pin? Especially when you need it. We did an event called Beat the Champ. Belmonte was there. Kelly Kulick, Joss Weems, and another young female bowler who I can't remember. And that was the first time I saw him. And then I just saw the name and I saw him bowl. And I'm like, wait a minute, I think that's the young man from Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, he was here last year too. Great bowler. The kids are great attitude. They are fighting, they're bowling, and then they're trying to learn. We had them hooked up with Christy Jonas from Kegel. They went to a seminar of him. They talked about different patterns and how they build them up and what to look for and stuff. So those guys are really trying to become better. And coming over here is it's a pretty big one to get over here as young as they are. The parents take them over here. So happy to have him. Really, really cool to see him. Seems that he's going to make the cut. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. And then you have Danielle McEwen, LPBT champion. She's doing nice.
I mean, it's
great lady, great person. What a sweetheart, and a great bowler. And she's doing nice right now.
Great ambassador for
yes,
our
she
games,
is.
for sure.
There's that guy that I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, Kim. There you go.
Yeah. How do you pronounce your name? Kim. No, I meant the Bowlby part.
That's funny. That's funny.
What a great guy. He was so fun. Come on, AJ.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still. He's
got a chance?
No, he doesn't have a chance anymore.
He does not have a chance, and he's not in currently.
He's not in. No.
So he's gonna have to bowl the next squad.
No room.
There's no room, so
not,
he can't even get into the next qualifying round.
He is at 1379, his best score, and no, that's not going to be enough.
So your defending champ is unofficially out.
If the last squad, there can still be a bunch of people dropping out, but I think he's not high up on the list to get in. Let's see.
Who was that just threw it on 16?
You recognize her? She's another pretty good ambassador for the game.
Who was that?
Verity Crawl.
But I don't see her name up there.
No, because she's on the
gotcha.
15, 16.
I recognize the follow through.
Yeah. She's been having a great year on the PWBA.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's been bowling good for sure.
What do you think about Danielle's game?
I mean, if you put like whatever, I don't know what you call that team, like when you mark where you're aiming and where you're hitting.
Yeah.
She doesn't miss the target.
Yeah, she can splice boards.
Yeah.
If she could figure out a way to get like 25 more rev rate and get that week 10 out, couldn't beat her.
No, she's great for sure. What do we have? Mr. Weems here. I guess he can beat me. So that's the way we're looking at it now. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have a score on early in the week. And
wait, you bowled?
I actually did. Yeah. Before you got here.
Where you at?
Before I started being a full-time golfer.
Where you at, Mark? See, I read that name and I'm like, that's Martin Larsen. Wait, that's the same name as the host of our event, and it says it's got to be the same guy. But wait, you bowled?
Well, I tried, and then lately I haven't been able to call myself a bowler for quite some time because I've been not hitting my target. I've not been accurate. I've been bowling bad. But I actually put a decent block together last Saturday.
So what was the difference?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I suddenly felt my swing was a little loose and my feet was going.
Okay.
Like it was a little smoother.
I mean, obviously you had a better ball reaction, but there had to be a reason.
They were pretty cool though with ball reaction because when you get down here, I have plenty of balls and I have plenty of things to think about, and it's a little hard to figure it out sometimes. So the day before, my little brother, who's not so little, but,
I saw him.
Yeah.
There's nothing little about that. Nothing little about that guy. He's a giant.
Yeah, and he likes to bowl, but he always been like my little brother on the lanes.
Right.
He's doing okay, but not really. I mean, every now and then he beats me, and that day he brings up the U78, the urethane ball, and he demolished them the couple of games, and then he switched to the reality check and keeps bowling good and shoots 180 over. And he goes like, so who's the man now?
Did little brother make it?
So little brother is 1383, but he did that on the early bird squads. So he is on our list the first guy out of the early birds. So he will most likely make the cut.
Magnus.
Yeah.
Magnus. Look, and I'm just going to say this for the record. Anytime your first name is Magnus, you're a badass. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so the day after I go up on the lanes, I say, okay, let's try that. So I used my IQ78 for 2 games. It switched right to the reality check in game 3, and it worked. He takes the credit for it.
He gave you the blueprint.
Yes.
You followed it, and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still had to execute. You still had to make shots. So, and congrats, bro. That's awesome. Let me ask you this, and I don't want to jinx anything, right? Mm-hmm. But what would it be like? You know the question. What would it be like? No, not him. What would it be like if Martin Larsen won his own tournament? What would that be like?
But yeah, that's. I was hoping not to get that question. Well,
It's too late.
It's too
You
late.
got
It's
it.
already there. Yeah, yeah.
And it's already out there in the world for everyone to hear. So, what would it be like?
I think a couple of years ago it could have happened. To be honest, I mean, here's the famous Sean Rash Balk. That's a.
You know what?
You know what?
You know what else we call that? We call that pulling out. Something that Kanye should have done.
Yeah. Well, talk about something else. No, I mean
It's live stream. We can say that, right, Daniel? Yeah.
They're really. This one is a big one. Like we come back to the other question later, but this one is a big one.
You're
you
talking for
strike-
Rash, so you can
Exactly.
shoot 279.
He can shoot
What does that do
279.
for him in terms of score and
It
getting
gets
him
into
getting him
1400.
in?
And there we got front 10
And
from
then you
Nathan
got
Bohr.
and then you got Bohr with front 10, but he's 100 back of Rash, no?
Yeah, but you know what we have here in the Europe kind of weird bowling format.
Okay.
There's this last gateway, the last chance to get into the cut is to shoot a high last game. So
Come on,
That's-
Sean.
that's
Come on,
Sean.
Sean. No!
oh, shit.
See that flat 10, Martin? That was the undoing of my career.
So that would get him to 79. He needed that one. 79 is not going to make it. He for sure needed that one.
Now,
that was,
does Sean have the ability to bowl the last squad or no?
I'm not really sure. My tournament director doesn't really.
Daniel?
think so.
No, I don't think so.
So Sean could be out. So a lot of big names that aren't going to make it.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Yeah, I'm talking about, get back to Nathan then, because I think at the moment, that's a good one. Carl Wahlgren, the guy who runs the shop here and bowls on tour a little bit, he's at 299. So a 299er, that means if Nathan shoots this strike, he's going to take that spot, the last 50-second spot, turbo in game 6.
No kidding. Now, what happens if Nathan gets 9?
Then they tie. Then Nathan bowls 3 games and calls. No, I'm just kidding. No, we have the high block in that case. And
Gotcha.
I don't know what Carl has.
Look at Rash. Look at that.
Feeling
Look at
it.
that picture.
I'm feeling him.
Look
Yeah.
at that picture. That's sports, folks. That's what happens in sports.
I mean, he's been bowling as long as I. One of the guys that bowled on the Team USA and amateur and stuff. And when I started going to Vegas and stuff for the first mega box and everything. I guess.
Come on,
he struck.
Nathan. Come on, Nathan.
Ah!
Yeah, baby.
That's
Right on.
Sportsman Rash there at least.
Yeah, man. Happy for Nathan Bohr. That's awesome.
The locals though.
Love
are not-
Nathan.
The locals are not as happy because that means that the local pro shop guy called Wahlgren is out on that one. That's pretty rough though. High game 6.
Wow.
And he shoots 299 and that's not enough.
Wow. Look at the dejection on Sean Rash's face, man. That pretty much tells the whole story and just how brutal this sport can be at times.
So when this guy Victor Aldin shots 15-25, I said, well, that's probably going to be our tournament leader. But no, here he is,
Who's this guy?
lane 7. This
Heard of
guy,
him.
Every now and then he gets it together.
What a monster.
What do we have? A possible. Well, he actually needs to double to win the qualification. Not that really means anything, but
Oh,
I guess he likes to be up there, huh?
I don't see his. Oh, there it is.
So he's going to be 15-51 with strikes out.
Every game I've seen him bowl, he's got like a 6 or 7 bagger.
You kind of need that to shoot 250, 260.
Man. So, does he have a chance to be the squad leader?
He does. He needs this one to lead the qualification.
Like the entire qualification?
Exactly.
And then obviously, besides a bye, what else does that get him?
Basically confidence.
A bye, a beer, and confidence.
You know what?
Okay.
I don't know if he's in the lucky game thing. We have this extra. You pay like $15, 150 Swedish, and you needs to strike in 10 different frames to put a lucky game together
Yeah.
and have a chance to win a Rado watch for worth over $5,000.
Oh wait, a
You
what?
You actually have it in front of you now, yeah? It's a Captain Cook Rado watch, 5,000 US.
And you get this for doing what?
if you need to enter the lucky game, and the lucky game is 10 random frames over the 6-game block, and you need to strike them all to make like a good game. And there's two guys, Theodor Samuelsson and Ludwig Ingeskog, who struck in all those frames to shoot 300. So one of those guys will win this watch.
I am so stealing this watch. Oh my God, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
For $15.
So you get in for $15?
You get it for $15. You get this little sheet that I
Yeah,
have in front
yeah.
of you. You need to put strikes in those yellow marked frames.
Yeah.
And the last frame, you need to fill out a 3-bagger in the last one. To
Wait, you got to strike out game 6?
Yep. Exactly. So the last frame and the last
Wow.
game you need to strike out. So instead of a
That
regular
is
300,
incredible.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's one more squad. People have a chance, but right now there is two guys. One guy wins the watch. The other guy is gonna have a little nice gift, but not a $5,000 watch. But he's gonna get down to the city here and visit a clothing store and get a $500 jacket, like suit jacket.
Oh wow.
So like it's yeah.
And remember that thing I mentioned earlier about Kanye? I meant Nick Cannon.
Okay. I'll try to remember that. Well, the second last squad is about to end. We're watching Kim Bollaby.
How do you say it?
Kim Bollaby. Kim Bollaby.
All right, Kim.
And he's showing everybody that
Attaboy, Kim.
he's worth the spot. What is it?
Get him, Kimmy.
He can get to.
He's killing it.
He
He
can
shoot
get to
280.
1429. So he's gonna knock me down one spot if he hits another one. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're still in. That's all we care about. All we care about is Martin Larsen getting there. That's all we care about.
I guess we gotta finish that way. I got out of the question. Yeah. If I gotta win my own tournament.
Yeah, you pretty much got out of that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think this is very slight.
PBA title
Yeah.
in your country, in your home country.
To be honest, I think it will look a little bad. I think.
I don't think so. Sorry.
Okay, I'll give it a go then.
I think it would be the greatest thing ever.
And you get to call it.
I think it would be the greatest thing ever. I might not be able to get any words out if you got there.
It's and I would for sure wouldn't be. I'm supposed to join you and Dave for the intro in the show on Sunday night.
Yeah, that ain't happening. You're going to be bowling.
Well, Kim Bollaby was nice to Lucky Larsen. He missed me with a stick. He still has a chance, I think, to get a bye, and I still have a chance. It's going to be right there.
You have a chance to get a bye, Martin?
Top 22 gets
Top 22, you're still there.
EJ knocked me down once, but I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen what he finished. And this, what did Weems get to? I don't know, actually. Whatever. It's been great talking to you, Randy. We'll see when we get back, and maybe have you join us for another game or two pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe tonight.
We can do it again tonight if you want.
If I'm bowling.
Are you bowling tonight?
We'll see. It's just about if I get this bye or not. If I don't get the bye, I'm gonna have to bowl tonight.
If you don't get the bye, you bowl tonight.
So
tonight,
so
you're not bowling tonight. You're getting the bye.
Tonight at 8:30, guys. There's gonna be final step 1. There's gonna be 30 guys bowling, 6 games tonight, 3 on a pair, and 14 out of the 30 makes it for tomorrow. So hopefully we'll throw somebody in here again to do a little bit of the commentary. I appreciate all of you supporting and following the event, and really appreciate you.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks for having me, man. Awesome.
Well,
best of luck, by the way. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon again, and talk to you soon, folks. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
I meant Nick Cannon, not Kanye, because Nick Cannon's got like 11 kids.